INEC can be said to be a learning organization. From one election to the other, we'll try to do these assessments and to see what worked and what can be improved on. So for the 2019 elections, we're also doing that. Clearly, from the reviews that we have gone through so far, particularly in the last 2 weeks, it's very obvious that we need to work on the voter register, on collection of the permanent voters' cards, as well as work with the political parties and the politicians generally as stakeholders, but also the security of the elections themselves. I think going forward, these are key areas that the Commission would like to improve upon. And when I speak specifically about political parties, I think we need to look more at the management in terms of number, but also in terms of the quality of political parties, making them membership-based, among other issues. The role given to the Commission in terms of managing the organization of political parties is very broad. And in my opinion, we have never really made the best of it. I think it's time to put our foot forward and take very important, serious steps that will make the process a bit saner. We may have tried in the past. What happened was we were faced with litigations, issues about the Commission not being empowered to do this or that. But it's time to take certain other steps and see whether we will be supported or not by the judiciary. So I think I agree with you that the process of managing is actually a very wide umbrella, and it's time to insist on certain issues. We need to insist, for instance, about the compliance issues of political parties, compliance with the conditions and requirements that enable them to be registered, but also compliance in terms of membership registers and in terms of inclusivity. Inclusivity in terms of gender representation as well as persons with disabilities representation in the executives, particularly of political parties. The Commission did a lot. The Commission was very innovative with the support of our partners who were very innovative in the new things that were introduced for persons with disability, for gender, especially women, and also for youths, including internally displaced persons. We are yet to commence the process of analysis of the impact, but if you look at that related to gender, the increase in terms of gender participation during the elections as voters is only slightly improved. Nevertheless, it is an increase, and it clearly shows that women are beginning to understand the issues, but also to understand that these issues, or those that they vote for or not vote for, can impact their lives. Now, that is the extent to which that ended. There was no, in fact, there was a negative response in terms of women as candidates for office. Women had lesser opportunities to run. When they did run, they did not win as much as we would have wanted, particularly for women in parliament. At all levels, even in an executive, as governor, as deputy governor, as parliamentarians, whether at federal or state level, the impact was reduced. And that is really worrying, because you look at the effort the Commission is making, it does not tie with the results that we are getting. that confirms that it's a general societal issue and we need to continue to work on all levels. What we can do in terms of the Commission is to take hold of that handle of managing political parties, insisting, for instance, that there should be women executives in the political parties. I think that way there is going to be more opportunities for women. If you look at the political parties, 91 of them, it's only in about 20 that you find women in executive positions. Even then, these women in executive positions, most of them they founded the political parties. But that voice is required. The voice for women is required within political parties so that when decisions are being taken within political parties, the women can also have a voice. Apart from executive positions, there is need to insist that the candidates that political parties put forward, they need to apply probably affirmative action. But there has to be women representation in the membership of candidates or aspirants to political office under the banners of any political party. The ultimate goal is increased and improved development. We cannot be a population of both gender, and it is the majority of the activities are being done by just one. Generally, development is better when it is inclusive, and when we can include women, we can include young people, we can include persons with disability, there's going to be more development. For us, the approach is such that once we improve the electoral process and more people can participate, it also means that they can participate in the political process, and that ultimately will lead to better or increased political development of the country. The priority areas for electoral assistance that is likely to increase inclusion and reduce inequality is to look at the register of voters, improving the quality of the register, the process of cleaning it up and making it better responsive. For the specific case of Nigeria, we also have situations where people register, but collecting their permanent voters card is an issue. We need to devise ways to better manage that process. Aside from the continuous voter register, like I said, the party management system, we need to work with the political parties.